Hello, everybody. After months of working on this, you're going to wonder what took so long. Uh, Part of it's kind of like having a new journal and you don't quite know what to do with it, and part of it's the behind the scenes organization stuff so that in coming weeks it will flow much easier. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time you do a video. So, and the other thing is I have a knee replacement coming up in a month, 2 weeks to a month. Excuse me. And I got to make sure I've got some stuff in the hopper for you. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I sprinkled some coffee on that just to give it a little bit of aging. And these are the printables. Don't you like those? For Aztec. I got those posted this morning. The links are in the description box. And I'm going to use some of the Rothko pages from last week. I have photographed them all, so I can feel comfortable using some of the originals if I want. Now, what I did first on these, and it's on regular bond paper, I didn't take the time to go change paper and add some. Be careful when you unwrap them if they're still damp, like this one is. If you're inkjet, they will bleed some, which just adds to the age. So I sprayed it a couple of times first, then crinkled, sprayed some more, and then started drying while it was crinkled. So we're going to let those uncrinkle a little bit. In a perfect world, it would be great to do this first and then run it through your inkjet printer, because this one is a postcard, but it kind of got obliterated. So we'll see. I'm going to dry these real quick. They're almost dry. Here's the other page. Now these are the free ones. 2 pages. And I will have Russia up later on, hopefully tonight. Aztec is named because the journal is, Aztec looking. And Russia is named because Rothko that we used last week is Russian born. And I forgot to tell you guys, I'm Vicki Ross, and this live stream will take place every week on Tuesday. The main video will come out on Monday with the free printables, from now on anyway. You give me a little bit of a break. All right, hang on, I'm going to draw. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. Hello, Joycey, and hello, Deborah. It's good to see you guys. I hope y'all had a nice week. It is raining cats and dogs here. I love to see the fading on the backs of these. So if you've got any old inkjets laying around, just spray them and crumple them up. It's easier if you let them dry before you unsprinkle. Okie doke. Those are almost dry, and they will be by the time I get ready to use them. So because we're working with an old journal look, but it's brand new, you know how it is. We don't ever want to make that first mark in it. So my matcha book has already been destroyed. This is the book I made first for the field notes, and I've already filled it. This is a traveler's style. This one has 4 signatures in it. I'll take my word for it. It's got 4. And I re-released the video, or relabeled the video where I talk about this book. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I have 20 full sheets. And when they're folded in half, that makes 4. Okay. So 4 times, so that's, what did I say? 40 sheets, single sheets like that, times 4, that's 120 pages. Now, if the book starts getting too thick, I can take some out. Whatever I choose to do. I've got an envelope in here that is from my paper that I love. And Jerry's Artorama is where I get this test pack of 4. I think it's 2 1/4. It's not a whole lot cheaper than buying a full sheet and cutting it yourself. So anyway, I just stuck this empty envelope in here thinking it might be handy for something. So you can kind of see some of the papers. These are some of the old papers that I've done. And, we all have a thing about hoarding. And so the best thing to do is just use it so you can make some more. Basically, I stuck to a neutral palette. I consider this neutral as well. Neutral doesn't mean lack of color. Neutral means lack of chroma, which means any colors, but they're subdued, subtle. It's kind of nice to look back in here at these pages. And this is where the string that I colored myself bled all over everything, and I think that is just fine, especially right there. You could make an angel out of that. So, week 1, we made it. That's a botanical I made at Rosemary's. And then I've got another pocket back here for, stuff and stuff. See what's going on. Okay. All right, so new journal. Scary, scary. Let me turn my little light on. And I'm going to leave this page blank. I found my tape. The tape I made with plain old tape from Dollar Tree. It's not the Scotch Magic. It's not the Cloudy. Whoops, scissors. And I stained it with shellac and alcohol ink. You do use one, both, or the other. One or the other, or both. That sounds better. And this is torn right here, and I like that, but I'm gonna secure it. Using my art glitter glue. My bottle just looks pitiful. And then I'm going to put one on the other side. Now that just adds to the charm of this book so that mine can take on an air of what Dr. Victoria Roseblum's looked like when I found that book in that bookstore in Paris. Except hers was, well, I mean, hers was believable. Because she had carried it in a lot of different ways. Now, when you're putting this kind of tape down, I like to put a fold in it here and there. Just makes it look old and crumpledy. So there. Leave this plain because I might want to put some kind of a label in it or something. And I think I guess we'll start with, no, because if I wanted to put a label, I would put it there. So I'm going to start here, this page. The first thing I'm going to do is glue this down. I'd had a momentary thing of, do I want to flip the flap on this side, which I wish I had done. No, it's fine. Don't mind me. This is a print that I did using an egg-shaped homemade stencil. Let's see if we've got anything in here that... See, even these pieces work beautifully. The ones that don't print all the way, they work really, really good to cover things like that. So that's one that could work. Oh, here's one with green. I do believe that's it. So as I told you last week, don't be disappointed in your jelly prints or your pulls that turn out like that, because they are very valuable when you start doing stuff like this. I like that one. And let's see. got this little handy Tim Holtz paper edger thingy. You can do this with a credit card or a pair of scissors. And the reason I don't use the real tools often is because I can't find them. Or I'd have to get up and go somewhere else to get them. Hey, Dara. Good to see you. I hope y'all watched Dr. Victoria's introduction and her little blab session. That was week 1 of the things that came out yesterday. Now the reason this will be all combined here soon, where her little weekly chapter will be combined with the Monday video. But these 2 videos, the journal and the Rothko, were already public, so I couldn't change them. So we just did a fix. I'm going to pull that back a little bit, and that'll give us that other edge there. An art room without a pencil in sight. And hello to all the people out there that are watching and doing other things. Hello, hello. You can always catch this on a flip-flop. Rerun. You know, y'all know me. Who's playing along with me? I expect we'll have people start all the time. And there is a playlist, so you can kind of tell where you've been. And if you are out there somewhere, just drop a note and say hi. Like and share and subscribe and hit the notifications bell. And you'll find out when I'm going to do everything. When I go live or when I've done something. Who knows? I may just do all kinds of stuff. Now let's take some pumice. Hickory smoke. What do I have here? I have speckled egg out. Let's use that. Now all those rough edges I just made will soak this. It will wick into those paper fibers and just give a hint of a border. And since this is speckled egg and it's going with speckled egg, I figured that's a good thing. Feel free to share these videos because I need to build the audience. for things that come next. Now then, I'm going to make this a pocket too. So that means all I'm going to do is do it here and across the bottom. And up the other side. I've kind of gotten in the habit of only using this glue for heavier papers or things, you know, like the tape. I still like my glue stick because it's not as wet. Yeah, then, that's how you think on the fly. Intuitive. So now we have a little pocket here and a little pocket there. And our first page is done for all that we're going to do today anyway. On this page, I think I'm going to face it with this. I don't want to cover up all of the, what do you want to do? This could be a belly band. And I like the stripe, so. So our goal today is just to get some stuff going. So we can come back through the book when we want to. And add to it. Have y'all learned anything new this week or seen any good videos? We got hooked on Heartland a week or two ago on Netflix, and we watch one or two of those every night or three. And then I'm usually go to bed with Randy and the kids. That used to be the time when they'd go to bed and I still wanted to stay up a little bit, that I would watch YouTube videos. I haven't been doing that so much. Welcome out everybody out there and the watching audience. If you have any questions, feel free to pop them on there. I'm thinking I might need to reinforce this with something. What do I have? What do I have? Got all my originals up here for the upcoming videos. Those are good too. Let's see. Doesn't have to be anything pretty. I will use the back of Robin's printables from last month. It's not going to show. I'm not desecrating anything, but I'll know it's pretty on the back. That's Robin McClendon, for you guys that don't know. I'm going to come in a little bit on the edge. There we go. Hope I didn't forget that group of printables from last week. I think I haven't done mine yet. Except that's from April. Surely I did something. April. No, that would have been May. Had to stop and think. What month is this? I don't care that it has a wrinkle. Okay, so this will get glue on both ends. Okay, put the pin back in the bottle. And I'm going to slip over here and get some of those postcards we made a couple weeks ago. Now, a field notes journal, by its definition, I mean, you know, was a book that a doctor of botany, like Dr. Victoria, would take out into the wilds with her when she went to look for new and amazing things. And it would be filled with restaurants she ate dinner in, or new plants, or something that she discovered, or memories and, tourist type things. That might work. See, this would work too. I didn't glue this because it could have been, I could, these are all kind of postcardy, and you don't have to decide this right now. That's not too bad. Yes or no? What do you think? We'll leave it for now, and we'll come back to it later. Now, see how quick this is? Now that page, I know we're going to cover up. Put all those back in their bucket. This was some I did a couple of weeks ago using Patty Pockets stains. I'll put the link in there. And try not to overthink it like I'm doing right this very second. That's all blank paper. That won't help us. Want that, and give one more couple. I'm drawn to this for some reason, so I'm going to trim the edges off. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is make washi tape with those. My handy dandy double stick glue is in here. Double stick tape keeps getting stuck on things. Oh, that's right. This had a oh God. This got stuck to a plastic bag. So I just left it knowing that'd be funny if you had a plastic bag, just a piece of it stuck in your book. There's a little bit up there, but we're gonna carry on. It's on the back side. Perfect. Maybe This journal has been burning a hole in my pocket ever since I made it. And then put that up there. Do the same thing here. It's kind of fun doing this as you go, but you can also do it if you just don't feel like doing anything else. This is just an in the studio activity on days that you just really don't feel like doing anything. What I'm going to do here is I should have done it on that other one, but I did it. I just leave the tape. Whoops. Whoopsie. Hello, FedEx. There's that. Yeah, from an edge that would have been thrown away. That's pretty. Okay, now I have two more, so I'm just going to do them lengthwise and make one long strip. Kind of watch for any tape that isn't secured, or that there's tape on the back side raw. It's better to deal with it now. Trim it if you're going to. It's always harder to do something. I don't know where that came from. I got one more end, and then I'll burnish everything. Yeah, you got 5 if I had picked that one. It's what you call working on the fly. And sometimes it's kind of nice to have it already done. Don't worry about the little pieces that are hanging loose, because sometimes they add to the charm. I've already got tape on that. I think what I'm going to do is just trim a little bit of the glue, the tape, and I'm going to put this on it so that they'll stay together. Now let's burnish. Well, screwdriver's not what, oh, I know. I'm still not quite used to my little drawers here. And of course the bottom doors. But I will remember after I've used it a few times. There's one. Heavy. Phone folder. So these books might have anything from just blank pages, or maybe a photograph, or odd experiments maybe they did in the field, or painting of a plant that was unusual. Maybe a leaf from that plant. And it suits the field notes concept to a T. Okay, now. It's really cool to have something that matches your, I'll roll that up later, that matches your jelly print. Okay. I'm lifting up through the stuff to kind of see where it folds. I want to pull a little bit more of it to there. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is my usual trick. So our friend Dr. Victoria, as she travels around the world to get where she's going, may take some of this stuff with her to Paris if she's en route. May sit in a little bistro and have a bottle of wine and a croissant and take notes in her little journal. Well, they don't have room to take everything, but she will have a little pocket watercolor palette. She has an old sewing machine too that I saw her use. I might be kind of curious. But she does have porters that help her carry her gear. I think that's good. And I'm going to let that dry a little before I cut it. So now we have this page. And I'm going to use maybe a few of Robin's McClendon's. Look, these are perfect. This is the May collection, I do believe. this one. Robin McClendon's printables are 20 to 30 pages each. Cost $6 every month. If you're in her Patreon group, you get those and others free. And I'm so behind. And I will make sure that links are below for this. We'll save this little strip, add it to that. Now then, let's check this piece of paper too. What needs to come? Tell you what. That's the advantage to a field notes type journal. You can adjust it, add pages, take pages out, whatever you want. Very good, very good. Now I want to see a frame around this page. I want about, I don't know, 3/4 maybe. Don't want to measure, but if you will start from the center and then go out, you'll have a fairly square. Ah, yeah. Because that stained paper is so pretty. I did that when I was working on that baby book for Baby Jennings. This is a print of an old baby ad, vintage baby ad on brown paper, and then I distressed it. Oh yeah, look how cute. So if I worry about these 3 edges, this one won't matter. Because it will move around anyway. Yeah, those pages look pretty together. And I do believe this is dry enough so we can rip it, and rip it, baby. Let me see if y'all are talking. Well, Deborah, I don't know, darling. I am winging it. Did you watch my silly charade of Dr. Victoria in yesterday's video? Visiting from the great beyond. And my desk is full. Yeah. I'm going to leave that little tab. I guess I could take this page out and bend it too. That helps them stay in there a little bit better. Look what I did. No, I didn't. Oh, you're fooling yourself. That other page won't get done until you get back that way. It'll help some to have it creased. Let's just do this one too while we're at it. When I folded these, I folded them all together. And this little page would be good for a bird feather. Okay, you too. I'm going to leave that one right where it is. Field Notes books had lots of handwriting. Yeah. Leave that one open for a title front page. That one and that one. It's off center now that I folded it, but you know what I always say. It doesn't matter. Yeah, then. Isn't that a pretty page? And that one goes along with everything quite nicely, I think. So we'll just use that one the way it is. I kind of like that, having a corner pocket. Well, you did a good job on that one. So what we're going to do is just round that one off. See how easy that is? Let's put hickory smoke on this one. Not for any reason, just because it's there. May not show up enough. This is some paper I bought it on Amazon. Sometimes it's kind of nice to start with something that's already distressed looking. Get rid of that little white. Now then. Now it will show. And what you'll learn, I think, is that you don't have to complete every page as you go. Get all that out of the way. It's that book, the other book. Maybe a little bit of something. There's a scrap. It doesn't matter. I want to take that off. I'm hoping this new schedule will allow me more time to do some real painting. I'm just torn as to whether anybody really wants to see it or not. You know, should I tape it? Should I not? Because it is slow paced. Yeah, that's right. You want to do the whole thing. Ooh. And bring it out just a hair. I'm going to tear this wet so I can tear back in from the edge just a little. Now then. Now, what I kind of like to do on these pockets is put them on just a little bit crooked and then pull this back up. Have that out just a little, and then when you put it down, you can make it a little bit open, you know, a little pucker. Does that make sense? Barely squish it to the inside, and that gives you a little more leeway right there. Gosh, I've missed doing this the last couple of weeks or months. My new knee replacement doctor says that half of his patients go home the same day. But then I got to deal with my bad mood. We don't have to put pockets and stuff on every page. It wouldn't be bad just to have a see-through something from last week. I like that green. Aha! And what I'm thinking is that this thin paper, it's the wrong side. What did I do? Oh yeah, I want the turquoise. I'm just going to paste this down. Perfect. I think I've got some matte medium in here. I've tried to arrange things so that I could get two stuff. There we go. I don't mind moving one thing, but I don't want to move several. This is Deco Art Media, matte medium. Their products are great. Now, the reason I'm using matte medium is because I lost my paper sheet. It's a little bit wetter, and it'll help that paper disappear. This is my little tonic tool. That's a little silicone. And the other reason matte medium is a little bit harsh on the paper because it's wet, but this vintage onion skin is awesome. Down a little lower than what I anticipated, but you're not going to pick it up. Now then, just a little decoration. We're just moving right along here, guys. Oh, thanks, Deborah. Got to get this channel going. You got to feed the muse. I like that a lot, especially right there if I didn't get it hooked down very good. I wasn't trying to be matchy-matchy, but I've used 4 different papers and they all play nice together. Now, what's going on right here? Oh, that's a flap for the next page. Okay, now then. Well, that covers it up. We don't want to do that. So we're going to do the same thing we did before, I guess. It's too soon to use this one again. Okay, so let's just glue this down. This paper is fairly heavy pen. I said we were going to use some of this. Y'all remember last week's video when I took the lid off all those Arteza bottles and I put it on a blank piece? That's what that is. So I'm going to use that right here. This is on the free printable. Whoops. I cut off part of the wording. Don't do that when you get yours. They are on the site now. I'll try to do that. And Dr. Victoria says, keep your curiosity about all things. I did cut off some. Where did it go? Which way did it go? I guess we can make up our own end. Not, okay, not. Keep your curiosity about all things, not just your specialty. Dr. Victoria Rosalie. Now, Victoria, what did you do with that little end? Because we can paste them together. It should just be right here. That's it. It's not on there. Well, we're not going to worry about that right now. Ta-da! Here's what I got down here. Black soot. Distress Oxide's black soot is not black. This little piece came out of Aztec when I was there in the 1800s. And they have such beautiful fabrics. Now I'm going to just put this down on top and bottom and leave it as a belly band. If I do, then I need to cut something for the back of that. That'll work. Don't tell Robin I'm using her printables as backings. You just got to have your stuff at hand. And that's at hand. Oh. How pretty that is. I just love that. Almost like it enough not to cover it up. That was a printer snot for 30 years. Had to be color laser or I didn't mess with it. And of course, inkjets weren't very good back then. At all. I mean, they couldn't get color, and the cartridges are expensive, and you know. And then my friend Rosemary got Robin got a printer with HP that had a great ink replacement program. From Hewlett Packard? I think so. HP, yeah. And then Rosemary got one from Canon that had a tank. It's called the Echo Tank. Now, here's where I'm going to fudge that just a little so to give this some room. Not much, just a little bit. Isn't that cool? I just love that. And there we have a pretty, oh, that one's fairly even. A pretty page. This would be a good spot for something bright. I'm going to use these two, and the reason is that you can write on top of it. You could write on top of that too if you had a good pen. Nice job there. Or we're just going to do that one the same way. I'm gonna cut it off right here. Y'all know how bad I don't want to have my knee replaced. But I have waited 50 years. Of course, I didn't do knee replacements when you're that young. Alrighty, daddy. I wish there was something pretty under that. But new x-ray today. Here, we can put this right there. Anyway, the x-ray today was, there's supposed to be space between your bones. Yeah, that's perfect. I have no space whatsoever. It looks like it could be one continuous bone. Over the years, I've had, well, lately too, because I had an orthopedic doctor and then he left the association he was in. So that gave me a good excuse to try some other things. And first I went to a doctor who helped pioneer or did pioneer or something, stem cell research in joints. And they take your DNA somehow, cells, and inject it into your knee, and it regenerates with what's left in your knee. We have a friend that had it done, that's why I knew. And that was the doctor who came in after looking at my x-rays that I took over. He hit the door before he ever saw me. He said, I don't know whose knee that is, but I can't believe you're up walking on it. And he said, there is absolutely nothing that my technology can do. He's the team doctor for the St. Louis something baseball team, St. Louis, I don't know. That's not exactly straight, but it doesn't really show. And anyway, he said, if the guy that invented it tells you that he can't fix you, you can take that to the bank. So his business associate does knee replacements with a new fairly new, I guess, 10 years, called the Mako system. And it's a computer assist where I think most of the traditional, isn't that a pretty page? Traditional knee replacements are a little bit more dependent on the skill of the surgeon. They have leeways. But this is computer assist, which means that he can tell within a 32nd of an inch how much he needs to trim or on the bone and then get in there and get out. So there's a whole lot less tissue damage and less pain, faster recuperation. So that's what I'm having. In the old style, you have to be in the hospital for. I'm not sure this page needs anything, but I like this though. Then you wake up with your leg in some kind of a monstrous machine that bends it. for hours and you're laying there on your back. And then you go to physical therapy. And a couple of weeks of that. Very much pain because all the soft tissue has been manipulated. And I have a friend who had that done. I saw her after she'd been home a week. She was miserable. Anyway, because of COVID, they quit automatically sending everybody to therapy. And then they started realizing that there was no difference in the recovery from the people who did the therapy over the people who didn't, and that just walking was enough. So, y'all know I hate to walk. But I'm going to have to get better. So, that's my story. Like I said, I have put it off long enough. I'm going to tear this Aztec thing. I wish I had my Russian stuff, but really these jelly prints are the Russian stuff. You just almost tore another one. At least they know I'm allergic to morphine now. Nope. This is a beautiful spot. So that's where I'm headed. Matte medium. This is so much nicer than having to mess with a brush. The only thing is you miss parts because you can't really see it. Miss the corners. But that's okay too, because you can always come back. And put little things down. Well, you put it up too soon, baby doll. I'm trying to watch chat. Hey! Joycey's back. This is back to the intuitive journaling I had so much fun with for so long, where you pick your papers out, and damned if they don't all blend together like they were one piece of paper. Are you going to stick? You have a lot more open time with matte medium. I'm going to put it right there. And I'm going to use art glitter glue. I'm serious about these inkjet. They run. They are gorgeous. Now, Dr. Victoria was walking down a street, and she happened on a scrap of paper. So she brought it home and put it in her journal or her field notes. She brought it back to camp. How about that? I'll scrunch it. And there you go. Getting the pen back in this little bottle. Especially when you've got glue all over it. Well, I just think that's just right cute. Now, where are we? Let's cut this out. You see, I've got postage stamps, Mexican and Vicki. See that little portrait? Those are portraits I shrunk down and made a postage stamp out of them. So you know what? I think I could use one of those right here. Because this is an indigenous girl. How about do it this way? So we'll use that one. And that one faded so bad you can't really see it. So we'll use this one maybe. I'm not sure I like printing and then staining on inkjet. So I'll have to think about that one. Those need to be on a piece of something. What do you want? What do you want? It's not that important. so it'll look like it's part of the envelope. It didn't quite hit that spot, but that's okay. I believe that the best thing to do is use already coffee stain paper. And then I'm going to switch to a matcha journal, but I hadn't put these away from when we did them before. So let's see if something grabs our attention. And just fold it in a little corner. Don't overthink it. I think the first one. Don't ask me why. There, that's it. Not too bad. I like it. Putting the pen back in the bottle. All right, what do we got here? Those are our frontispiece pages. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Shut the door. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Isn't that neat? I love that. All right. Now see, in just that little bit of time, we've got some pages. And I probably better not do that because these pages are damp. I like that one. Okay, are you good enough, Rod? Let's put this in there, the Scotch tape. Now then, matcha man. Oh, it's a little after 5. So right now I can decide which side I want to be my front. Except that was, I did it from the top. I want that. This is going to be a fun drawing book, I think. I love that color green. Matcha, matcha girl. I want to be a macho girl. Now, my problem here is that I like the matcha. So I'm not sure what I want to do. Waiting for inspiration. I just got ready to make a decision. I want something that says Rothko. Yeah, that was just a starter. Now my decision is to I think I'm just going to do half the page. Rothko, a Russian-born immigrant. There. And his style was highly critiqued. Oh, I just put. Always make sure you got the right side. And the word color block is used because his pieces were just blocks of color. Variation in the brush strokes and the colors. And he used to say that, or didn't used to say, he said that if people would sit 18 inches away, no more than 18 inches away from his paintings, that you would have an out-of-body experience, or words to that effect. Because you can immerse yourself in this much of the painting And sometimes it might just be 2 colors. Yeah, that's all right. Chat, chat, chat. Chat, 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 your booty. We have to leave. Turn page. See, I can come back in with something like that and leave or ooh, that's pretty there. Wait a minute. Did it like this, you could get a Rothko look, horizontal. I'm not sure he did that many horizontals, but Vicki Rothko is going to do some horizontals. And tear that paper right off the line, why don't you? Now this is second sheets from an attorney's office. Oh, good, tearing with the grain, maybe. All right, it's gonna be that way about it. I didn't exactly cut that square. Wait. This is less wet than matte medium. It sure works a lot better since I got the tip cleaned out. I love this book. The link will be below or on the video. I need to relabel that one too, don't I? So it will be with the field notes stuff. It's sewn into this book so that every page lays fairly flat. I wonder if we've got a popper real quick. You know what? I think I'm going to leave it alone. All right, we're going to cover that whole page because I can't keep all of the matcha. Another scrap to make good washi. I think I like that better up there. There you go. Yes, no. I like having that green. All right, so we're going to cut this off a little bit more right. Oh, hell. Well, ladies, we're just not going to be able to get it all on there. Because I like this strip of green. So what I'm going to do is do a frame, and we will save that turquoise dot for something else. Okay, just tear the whole thing. Yeah, see, that makes a nice piece. Seeing if I trimmed that side, I had not. Yeah, we did a really good job today. I wanted to do some Russia, which is Rothko, and some Aztec, which is the journal cover. And with your help, we got it done. Now, wait a minute. If you wanted most of the green, you're going to have to come down a little bit. I'm going to have to cut off both ends, what you're going to have to do. And you know what, guys? It's a journal. This is where you practice stuff that you might want to do large on a canvas. It's not life or death, and I've got pictures of all these. And we know how to doctor them, don't we? By taking a piece of deli paper or whatever you printed it on. Now that your inkjet won't run as much because you're not soaking it. You're just putting it on a jelly plate with a little bit of acrylic, and that will seal the inkjet ink. And you come back on with some sheer acrylic, you know, with a little glitter or something like that in it, or one of the Color Flash. and just glaze, lightly glaze on top of it, and it looks like an original print. I learned that from Miss Robin. And we've done that a time or two. I'll get my big squeegee. This thing is easier on your wet paper from the glue than a credit card. All right, now we've done one, which would be our page 1, 2, 3. Macho gal. You wanna be my macho gal. Water pen. This is in your free printables pack. Link is below. How easy that is. I mean, I went over the line some. Now, don't put it down on this desk. There it is. I spy with my little eye. Don't put your water pens up empty. I just got the Arteza ones and I haven't messed with them. He's going down. Now I'm going to ease that out to the edges a little bit. Yeah, please share this now. This is going to be a neat journal. And I'm hoping that when I glue paper in it, the pages will flatten out a little bit, because I didn't do anything to them after I matched them. See if there's anything else on here. Nope, those got faded too much to use. I think that I'm done. And I think we had a great session, thanks to you guys. So let's take a look at what we've done. The matcha book. We glued on some of the Rothko prints. 2, 3. We got 4 pages done in here. Wrinkled up paper. And now we can come back to these and add to them as our heart directs us to, or as the muse does. Okay, so there's that one. This is our Aztec cover. And this is the inside, and that will be your frontispiece, your title page. And we've got a tuck spot here and a tuck spot there. We've got a belly band there. We've got just something pretty there and there. We've got a corner spot there. And this is just, you know, found it, liked it, stuck it in my book kind of thing. And this is the paint smears from last week. Remember? And that's a little belly band, and that's a little pocket. We got this cute little page. And that cute little page. Week 1 of Dr. Victoria Rosebloom's Field Notes Journal. The next video will be next Monday. In case I do a couple to catch up, I might put the matcha tea. I don't know that I did one all by itself. If I did a matcha tea one, I'm going to relabel it as Field Notes so that it will all be together in the playlist. All right. I love you guys. Thanks for coming and being so patient and watching. I'll put this one on top so it'll look a little better in case there's a screenshot. All right. I'm going to kick off now, and I will be going to my little end screen deal down here. Thank you guys for coming. Bye.